Once again, good afternoon to all. So ngayon, nandito pa rin tayo sa self from the philosophical perspective. Pero ang pag-aralan po natin ngayon is self according to modern and contemporary philosophers. Okay, dito po, meron po tayong ito na pag-aralan dito. First, of course, René Descartes, then John Locke, David Hume, Immanuel Kant, Maurice Merleau-Ponty, Gilbert Ryle, and Paul Churchland. So ano ba ang self according to them? Okay, according to Descartes, self is immaterial mind and a material body. Ayan. So self is immaterial mind and a material body. So yung mind or yung reason is res cogitans ang tawag. Then yung body naman is res extensa. Para sa kanya, the mind can exist independently from the body, as well as yung body natin, it can also exist by itself independent of the mind. Okay? So kaya nga po si Descartes, naniniwala po siya sa dualism between the mind and the body. But for him, mind is a set of consciousness. Okay? Yung consciousness natin ay nasa mind. So, body for him is unreliable and it should not be trusted. It includes our senses. Okay? Because what is reliable for him is the mind o yung reason. So, si René Descartes, meron siyang very famous quotation that I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am, because even if I doubt everything, what is certain is there is an I that thinks. There is an I that doubts. So, nung nakikita niyo dyan, yung I think ay naka-yellow and it pertains to mind or reason. That is why for him, a self is a thinking thing. A self is reason. It is our mind. So, ano ba tong thinking thing na to? Ano ba ang nagagawa ng thinking according to him? The self is a thinking thing that actually doubts, that understands, na nag-affirm, na nagdi-deny, na nagwi-wish to do this and does not wish to do that. It is also our thinking that imagines and perceives by the senses. Meaning to say, yung thinking natin as a self is the one that actually rationalize. It actually thinks about our beliefs, our decisions, and even our doubts. So para kasi sa kanya, you can doubt everything, pero you cannot deny that there is self that doubts. Kaya nga importante sa kanya, kay Descartes, that you have to doubt first, and then after that, using your mind as a self, then you start to think about the possible truth and try to analyze and then find the truth using your thinking. So, para kay Descartes, the primary condition of the existence of the self is human rationality. Okay? Self is mind that rationalize. Okay, according to Villaperte, sa kanya pong understanding the self na textbook, we need reason, okay, in order to evaluate our thoughts and actions. We need reason in order to live fully the demands, challenges, and call of our religion. We need reason in order to establish firm foundations for universal truth and morals. We need reason in order to protect ourselves from being savage to one another. And we need reason in order to build and live out our peace. In other words, our self, which is our mind or reason, are actually the one that we have to use in order to think. Parang sinabi ni Descartes na mag-isip naman tayo. Gamitan natin ang ating utak because it is our self. Sa pagiging estudyante, ginagamit ba natin yung ating mind not only to study but to make decision, to think about our beliefs, to think about our talents, our needs, to think about what are we going to do in order to succeed. To know the truth about ourselves, to know the truth about many things. So, gamitin natin ang ating utak because it is our self. So, yan po ang natututunan natin kay Descartes. Sabi naman ni John Locke, no man's knowledge can go beyond his experience. Para sa kanya, the self is consciousness, and he called it an intelligent being. It is our consciousness. But are we already conscious when we are or during our birth? Are we already conscious? Are we already intelligent being when we were infants? So, ano ba ang self para sa kanya? If it is consciousness. Okay? Para sa kanya, he opposed the idea that only reason is the source of knowledge of the self. Para sa kanya, hindi po sapat yung reason para malaman natin yung ating sarili. Pero para sa kanya, he has a proposition that the self is comparable to an empty space where everyday experiences contribute to the pile of knowledge that is put forth on that empty space. Meaning to say, hindi lang po natin malalaman ang ating mga sarili by reason alone, but also through our experience. So, nalalaman natin ang ating mga sarili through experience because as I said, no man's knowledge can go beyond his experience. Diyan po natin natututunan yung ating sarili. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Nag-uumpisa daw po tayo sa tabula rasa. Parang ganito. Ayan. Ang tabula rasa ay para siyang blank slate or a blank paper. Okay? Nung ikaw ay bata pa lang, of course, hindi pa ganun, blank pa ang self mo. Then after that, okay, nung nag-gain ka ng experience, okay, from time to time, hanggang sa ikaw ay lumaki, unti-unti mo lang nalalaman, si Paul pala ang pangalan ko. Then, taga Quezon City pala ako. Oh, at the end, parang, I am good in history, okay? Then, now I can learn basketball and I learn faster than others and I am good at it. So, nalalaman ko. Through my experience. Then, sa pagiging teacher, okay, ito pala yung gusto ko at okay, sa lahat-lahat pala, ito pala yung profession na dapat kong tahaking. I also have love for humanity. And then, I am also an expert of philosophy kahit hindi naman. Okay, hindi naman sa ganun. Pero, Kung titingnan natin, para tayong tabula rasa yung self natin na unti-unting nasusulatan at yun yung self natin. Okay? But a self is a consciousness and it is called an intelligent being. That is why for him, kapag nalimutan mo yung mga bagay para kay John Locke, it is not part of yourself because hindi mo siya naalala. So, doon po nabubuo ang ating sarili from tabula rasa through then from tabula rasa na walang-wala tayo, din nag-gain tayo ng understanding of who we are as a self, nabubuo siya through our experience. So, hindi lang po reason ang source ng knowledge of oneself, ito po ay nagugat sa experience. At ano ba itong experience para sa kanya? Okay, actually meron pong dalawa. Okay? Yung experience na sinasabi niya, nag-uumpisa siya sa sensation that pertains or refers to how we use our senses. Okay, nahawakan ko siya, nung ininom ko, nalasahan ko, na-smell, or ano man. So, dyan po nag-uumpisa yung experience but it is not only through sensation, but also through reflection. Okay? Reflection means after natin ma-experience, then what can we say about a particular thing? So, ang reflection, kung ang sensation ay through senses, ang reflection is through thinking, doubting, believing, reasoning, knowing, willing, etc. These are immaterial, pero it is part of our mind. Kaya kahit na parehas tayo ng sensation, okay, nawakan natin, we might have different reflection. Pero dyan po nanggaling yung ating experience sa dalawa, sensation and reflection. So, it is simple ideas pag sinabi nating sensation, and then nagiging complex siya through kung nagiging through reflection, through the use of reflection. Ayan. So, si John Locke ay meron siyang 3 degrees of knowledge. This is how we know things. We know things intuitively. Pag intuitive po, meaning to say, hindi na natin kailangan experience, pero alam natin na tama siya. Or may ganon. Halimbawa, 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? Ito po yung hindi na natin kailangang experience, pero alam natin na tama. Demonstrative is i-demonstrate. Yung demonstration gaya ng paggawa ng soft drinks. Okay, maraming mga chemicals na nandun, maraming procedures, but at the end, nagiging soft drinks siya, right? So, we can have a knowledge when it comes to demonstrative knowledge through demonstration. And then sensitive knowledge means we gather this knowledge through our sensation or the use of our senses. Kung si Kant ay rationalist, reason ng pinairal, kung si Locke o John Locke is empiricist, empirical, facts, experience, si David Hume naman is skeptic. Pag sinabi natin skeptic, parang we cannot arrive into a particular truth. Okay? So, ano ba kanyang idea of self? Sabi niya, there is no persisting idea of the self. Kasi lahat daw ng meron tayo ay temporary impressions. Okay? So, halimbawa, na-experience natin ang isang bagay. It is just temporary at saka impression siya. Kasi yung impression, hindi siya naglalast. It is just temporary. So, lahat doon ng experience natin or ideas natin pala ay impressions. So, halimbawa ngayon, kumain ako. So, ano ba ang feeling ko sa food? That would be my impression. Impression ng iba sa akin, impression ko sa iba, impression ko sa aking sarili. So, nagbabago siya. Kaya dahil nagbabago siya, para kay David Hume, all we know about ourselves is just temporary. So, dahil temporary siya, there is no self according sa kanya. Wala daw self. Kasi nga, temporary lang ang impressions, which is our idea about ourselves. Okay? Pag sinabing temporary, hindi naman siya permanent. Therefore, there is no self. Kasi our idea about ourselves are just derived from our impressions. An impression change, therefore, there is no self. Now, let's move on to Immanuel Kant. Okay? Para kay Immanuel Kant, meron dong dual aspect of the self. Ano ba itong dalawang aspeto ng self? The first one is nominal self, which is transcendental. And then the second one is phenomenal self, which is empirical. So, ang nominal self is necessary condition for the possibility of experience. Ito po yung I think that must be able to accompany all our representations and unity and unify our experiences. Ang nominal self din po or transcendental self is not an object of experience but the subject that makes experience possible. Ang empirical self po, ito po yung self that appears to use through inner sense and outer experience. The self as a temporal series of mental states and physical sensations. Ito po yung when it's empirical, we use our senses but also our inner experience. The empirical self is a phenomenon that can be known through introspection and observation. So, nalalaman daw natin yung empirical self natin through observation. Okay? Observation. But not the nominal self. Kasi nominal self is transcendental. So, ito po yung key elements of Kant's concept of the self. Meron siyang rejection doon sa Cartesian dualism. Because for him, ang Cartesian dualism kasi is there's a separation between the body and the soul. And he saw the self as an embodied subjectivity, a unity of body and mind, perception and thought. Wala po itong separation. Unlike Descartes' dualism, meron po siya. And isa din po sa key elements of his conception of the self is the limits of self-knowledge. Meron pong limitasyon. Because he argued that we can never know the self as it is in itself. Hindi po natin basta-basta or hindi po natin talaga maintindihan totally yung ating transcendental self. Only our empirical self or yung self that appears to us. Kasi yung ating nominal self, ito po yung I think. Ito po yung transcendental. Ito po yung metaphysical. Okay? We cannot fully understand it. But this self is very important because it unifies all our experiences. It is, if we can see here, it is a subject that makes experience possible. It is not an object. So, meron po siyang nominal self, which is transcendental, and then phenomenal self, which is empirical. Okay, pangatlo, ang self po is meron siyang moral dimension. Para po kasi kay Kant, a self possesses rationality. And that self is an agent. At yung agent na yon ay may capacity na mag-isip, pero meron din siyang tinatawag na autonomy. Or may kapasidad, or meron siyang kalayaan or free choice. And he has or she has a responsibility to be free, but at the same time, to know or to do what is good. And if you look at his moral philosophy, he has an idea of the categorical imperative and sense of duty. That as a moral agent, you have your responsibility to do your duty and to follow the moral law. But you have to do it as an autonomous agent or self. So yan po yung key elements of Kant's concept of the self. Si Merleau-Ponty naman, ito yung concept niya ng self. First, self is embodied subject. There's an embodied subjectivity. That self as an embodied subjectivity is a self who has embodied that both subject and can be also an object. But it can be also a perceiver and a perceived. So, meron akong body, I can be a perceiver. Myself is a perceiver, but at the same time I perceive. I can be a subject of an experience, but I can also be an object of an experience. So there is also intertwining of self and the world. Self is not inseparable from the world, but the world and self constitute each other. We are not apart from the world. Kasi nga, this idea of phenomenology is that we as a human person or as a self is in the world, right? We experience the world. And here's the primacy of perception. As a self, perception is the primary mode of how we engage with the world. And that the self arises through this perceptual experience. Nag-arise po yung understanding natin sa kung sino tayo based doon sa ating perception. Okay? Yung pagtingin natin. Yung experience natin sa mundong ito through the use of our senses like our eyes and our mind, right? And there is also reversibility of self and other. That the self and the other are not separate entities, but are intertwined through a chiasmic relationship with the self can be both the perceiver and the perceived. Ayan. So, we cannot separate ourselves from the others because there is a kind of relationship. And he rejects dualism. The self is a unity of body and mind, perception and thought. And self is situated in contextual. When we said contextual, it is situated particularly in historical, cultural, and social context. And that this context shapes the self's experience and understanding of the world. Tayo po ay bunga kung saan tayo nanggaling ng history ng ating kultura, ng konteksto na ating ginagalawan. At ito po yung nagsishape ng pagkatao natin. So self is embodied in the world with others and in relation with others. Relational po ang self and it can be situated in a particular context. Okay, now let us discuss the concept of self according to Ryle. Okay, si Ryle po, ang kinikriticize niya yung dualism of mind and body of Descartes. Para kasi sa kanya, we cannot really find the mind That is why he called it a ghost in the machine. So, wala naman daw talaga, hindi naman daw talaga matatagpuan yung mind. Yun yung criticism niya kay Rene Descartes. So, para sa kanya, mind is never separate from the body. Wala namang dualism talaga. And para sa kanya, physical actions or our behavior are dispositions of the self. It is a disposition of our inner experience. So, sabi niya, maintindihan lang daw natin yung ating sarili base sa external manifestation ng ating behavior. Behavior, expression, language, desire, etc. Meaning to say, kung ano yung, ang behavior kasi, ito yung pinapakita natin, okay? Ito yung ginagawa natin. Attitude is in our mind, and behavior is our action. So, dito daw natin maintindihan yung self based on our behavior, expressions, languages, desires, etc. So, for him, the self is a pattern of behavior. So, the self is not an inner, or it is not also private entity, but a pattern of behavior. The self is constituted by the various actions, reactions, habits, and tendencies that a person exhibits. In other words, self is not, or mind is not separate from our body, but our self is the manifestation of our actions, our desires, and tendencies. Ayan, ano po ang self according to Churchland? So, si Churchland po ay naniniwala sa materialism, which is the belief that nothing except matter exists. Ito po, hawak ko ay matter. Nahawakan, pag hindi natin nahawakan, it is not a matter, okay? So, according to him, if a thing can't be recognized by the senses, then it is not real, okay? Kapag hindi daw natin na-recognize sa, of course, 5 senses natin, then it is not real. Hindi siya totoo. So, since the mind can't be experienced by our senses, then the mind doesn't really exist. Okay? Dahil daw hindi natin nahawakan or hindi natin na-experience through our senses yung mind, so hindi siya nag-i-exist. Hindi siya umiiral. That is why it is the physical brain, not the mind, that gives us our sense of self. So, para sa kanya, hindi daw yung mind kasi hindi naman natin nahawakan. Hindi rin natin na-feel through our 5 senses. So, hindi naman talaga siya nag-i-exist. Ang nag-i-exist doon ay yung physical brain, yung brain natin. At yun yung nagbibigay ng sense ng self. It's not the mind, but the physical brain. So, that is why for him, the self is the brain, and that we need to develop a neuroscience-based understanding of the mind and self that replaces the inadequate concepts of folk psychology. Yan, yung folk psychology, yung alam mo yung yung paniniwala natin na mind exists, but according to him, we cannot really touch the mind, we cannot experience the mind through our senses. Therefore, physical brain naman talaga ang nag-exist. Okay? It's not the mind. So, yun po ang idea ni Churchland about the self. So, ang modern philosophy at saka philosophers at saka contemporary philosophers Okay? Meron po silang iba't ibang paniniwala ng self. So, ang tanong po natin ay sa mga idea of or concept of self na meron sila, ano po para sa atin yung pinaka nag-swak or ano ba sa atin yung sa mga idea do'n ang naka-relate tayo? So, ito po yung assignment natin, okay? Saan ba doon yung sa concept ng self ang naka-relate tayo? And then we write it down and then it will help, to discover also your own self. So, dito lang po nagtatapos and thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell para po sa ma-inform kayo sa mga susunod nating lectures, especially sa understanding the self. Kasi ang next topic po natin ay self self from the perspective of sociology. Kasi tapos na tayo sa philosophy. Okay, bye-bye.